Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Retail Archaeology. Today we're going to be taking a look at Metro Center Mall in Phoenix, Arizona. Now we saw the Dillard's there, that's one of the anchors that is currently open. And on the other side here we have what was the Macy's. This is now closed and you can see some gnarly label scar there. And here's a shot of the map of the mall so you can see what's currently open. There is a Harkins movie theater, I believe it's a 12-screen theater attached to the mall, and there's also a Dillard's, but it's a clearance center just like the one at Fiesta Mall. Now here's a shot of the Dillard's on the inside. I wasn't able to get a lot of footage because unlike the Dillard's Clearance Center at Fiesta Mall, this one was actually pretty busy. There was a lot of customers shopping. And I love this wood floor that goes throughout. I bet this has been here for a long time. It looks pretty old and pretty awesome. Now just like the Dillard's Clearance Center at Fiesta Mall, they've closed one floor of the Dillard's here. But in this case it's the downstairs floor, and I was able to get a few shots of what the downstairs looked like, all closed off. You can see some old tile flooring down there, some old carpet. Really wanted to go down there, but I didn't want to get kicked out before I got more footage of the mall. Metro Center Mall opened in 1973, so it is an older mall. There's a lot of malls that are much newer in the Phoenix area. And I had heard from a lot of friends and from a lot of viewers that Metro Center Mall was dying. It was looking like it was in pretty bad shape. And as you can see from the footage here, it doesn't look like it's dying. This is what I first saw when I started walking through the mall. There's a lot of open stores. There's customers walking around. Definitely doesn't look busy, but it doesn't look dead either. Another pleasant surprise was that we were able to do a lot of filming and not get harassed at all by security. No one seemed to care at all that we were filming, so we were able to get a lot of good footage of Metro Center Mall the day that we were there. And once again I used the trick of filming my daughter. That seems to have worked out really well for me. But here you can see, looks like a lot of customers walking around, a lot of shoppers. I do love the way this mall looks architecturally. I like all the skylights and everything, and the shapes of the ceilings, all the geometric circles and everything. Feels retro, but in a good way. Now if we hang a right down here, we'll get to the food court. And going down this corridor to the food court, I noticed one of the first kind of negative things about the mall. The main portions of the mall are very brightly lit, but when you go down these corridors, it's very dark. Even this corridor, all the storefronts are open, but there's just not enough lighting. It's too dark. And here we are at the food court. And you can see it looks fairly busy as well. Let's take a walk around the food court. And I like that big skylight in the center of the food court. That's nice. Makes it nice and bright. And it's a pretty decent food court here. Like a lot of older malls, it's on the smaller side, but there are a decent amount of choices, and there's a decent amount of seating too. Over to our left here we have a little seating area, and that's where the restrooms are as well. food court was very clean as well. They do a good job of keeping it nice and picked up. But here we can see a casualty in the food court. The Subway looks like it's closed. Here's another panning shot of the whole food court. Now as we continue on down past the corridor that led to the food court, we can start to see signs that this mall is in trouble. The anchor at the end of this wing is currently closed, so the closer we get to it, the more empty storefronts we see. The good news is, though, according to that sign right there on the front of the closed anchor, there's a Walmart coming in 2017. So it's nice to see that something else is going to move in there. Now, I've never seen a Walmart attached to the mall, so that's going to be kind of interesting to see as well. Every Walmart I've been to has always been a freestanding location, not an anchor to a mall. We've got one lonely shop open down here all the way at the end. But as we look down here, we can start to see the importance that anchor stores have to the other stores in the mall. With no strong anchor down here at the end of this wing, everything else is just languished. Now here's another one of those dark corridors I was talking about. This one's a little bit brighter, but still it's much too dark, and I can understand why the storefronts down this little corridor are closed. Let's continue on down this corridor on the first floor now. And just like the second floor, we can see lots and lots of closed storefronts down this wing. But there's a Payless shoe source hanging on. And I love the tile work in this mall. I suspect it's newer than the 90s, but the tile work I feel like looks very 90s to me, and it matches the overall architectural style of the mall. I like it. I like the elevators too. You can see down on the first floor though too, as we get further away from the closed anchor, things start to pick up. And once again, you can see I was able to do lots of filming without getting harassed, so lots of great footage of this mall. And also, if you weren't aware, the 1989 film Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was actually filmed at this mall. All of the mall scenes were filmed here. So yet another reason why this mall is kind of iconic to the Phoenix area. You can see now that we're back kind of towards the center. There's lots more open storefronts, lots of customers, lots of the standard stores you would see in the mall. It's almost like two different malls being in this mall. Now all the way at the end of this walkway is their Christmas display. They actually have Santa Claus at this mall this year, which is great. And you can see down this way again, another dimly lit corridor. They really need to brighten these up if they want to attract new businesses and more customers down these corridors. But otherwise, once again, the rest of the mall looks really nice, looks really clean. It doesn't look like it's been updated super recently, but it still looks nice. And here we have the Christmas tree display in the Santa Claus area, and you can see there's some carolers there to the left, which was kind of cool as well. And you can see there's a little bit of a line there to see Santa Claus. That's nice to see. And we can also see the closed downstairs portion of the Dillards. Now as we continue on down here, we can see the security and information desk. And I'm pretty sure the security guard saw me filming, but he didn't seem to care because I was filming my daughter. Again, love those skylights. I don't seem to understand the epidemic of massage chairs appearing in malls over the last like 5 or 6 years. They're everywhere now. I've seen people say that they're a common fixture at dead malls, but I see them at super busy malls as well. They're just everywhere. But I never see anybody using them, so it's kind of weird. Now all the way down there at the end you can see the other open anchor, which is Sears. But once again, a lot of empty storefronts, which is not a good sign. Now, on our way down to the Sears, though, we had a pleasant surprise. We found an arcade. I am really digging this trend of arcades starting to appear in malls again, and this one was pretty decent. Even some good retro games in here. There was a Lethal Enforcers cabinet, there's a Dance Dance Revolution there, they had Cruisin' USA, I believe, Rush, and even a Street Fighter II Championship Edition cabinet. You don't see those very often anymore. Very cool. Now here's a really big seating area in front of the Sears. That's kind of cool. I like that. Now this corridor right next to the Sears housed a bunch of military recruiters' offices. We had the Army, Navy, and Marines there, but they were all closed. I don't know if they were closed because it was a Saturday or if they were just closed because they're not going to be there anymore. I don't know if recruiters work on Saturdays or not. You can all let me know down in the comments. Now, unlike the Sears at Fiesta Mall and at Superstition Springs Mall, this Sears was fairly busy. I was pretty surprised. So once again, I wasn't able to do a lot of filming because there was a lot of customers and a lot of employees walking around. But I did get some footage of the Sears. Especially something interesting. This Sears is 3 stories. It has like a basement area where all the tools and stuff are and appliances. So you can see the different levels of escalators here going to the different floors. This was kind of interesting. I didn't know this about the Sears at Metro Center. Here's a shot from the bottom all the way to the top. And then from the top all the way down to the bottom. Pretty cool. Now, just outside the Sears, upstairs, there's this weird, awkward corridor that's once again dimly lit, but there's like no storefronts. It's just a bunch of wasted space. There should be something they can do with that corridor. Now we'll continue on down away from the Sears on the 2nd floor, and you can see once again a lot of empty storefronts. And once again, kind of a 2 different mall situation going on. Parts of it seem like a really busy, thriving mall, and then you get into other parts and it looks like malls like Fiesta Mall where it's about ready to close. Hopefully there is something that can be done to save this mall. I haven't been here in a very long time, maybe as many as 15 years. But being here once again, I was reminded how cool it was and how much I like the architectural style of it. And I would hate to see it go. I think Fiesta Mall is probably on its way out. I don't think there's anything that can save that mall, but maybe with the Walmart going in here, that'll help save this one. Now right down from here is the play area. They have a playground, much like a lot of other malls do, with weird things for the kids to climb on and stuff. and somehow once again a GNC hanging on where every other storefront is closed. Here's another wide sweeping shot from the other side of the play area. We can see down one corridor and then down the other. And we can see that one corridor is much busier than the other. Now, Metro Center Mall is in a fairly busy area of Phoenix, so hopefully a lot of the measures they're taking to try and save this mall work, because it would be really sad to see it go. It is definitely a landmark for the Phoenix area. And hopefully with the Walmart going in, and maybe they can get another anchor in here, some of these storefronts can start coming back to life. That would definitely be great to see. Anyways, that's going to wrap up our tour of Metro Center Mall. If you have any memories or anything that you'd like to share about Metro Center Mall, maybe you worked there and you have some interesting stories, leave those down in the comments. I'd love to hear them, and I'm sure other viewers would love to hear them too. Here's one more shot of Metro Center Mall showing a better looking area of the mall, a busier looking area. Not quite as sad looking. Hopefully the rest of the mall can start looking like this soon. Now I want to show you some pictures that were sent to me by viewers to the Retail Archaeology social media accounts. Following Retail Archaeology on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram is the best way to keep up with what's going on and when new videos are going to be posted, and also for sending me interesting pictures. Any interesting pictures I get, I will definitely include at the end of my episode, as you can see here. I want to thank you again for checking out the Retail Archaeology channel, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Also, I've got a couple of other YouTube channels. I've got a retro gaming one, and I've got a channel focused around VHS preservation, so if you're into those kind of things, definitely check those out as well. And as always, thanks for watching.